to and do it, and you maybe feel confident. You do have last pick after all, and Naga Siren is good, but you do have answers
remaining.
plus last picks, so it wouldn't be the end of the world.
5 seconds
What,
remaining.
if not that, though, what is it for our
Pretty hero that is
Troll?
able to deal with Templar Assassin. Kind of scary though, because you do nothing against the egg. The arena is a really good kiting mechanism against him as well.
Invictus
Why
Saints
did
goes
you
Games
Kinetic
turn
Field.
to
No, I don't think this is a troll game. I'm looking at these first three heroes, and I'm just saying I think he has a hard time in team fight.
Well, it is Oracle Troll, to
True.
be fair.
Yeah,
This is
that's
the OG special, where you just keep your troll alive forever.
10 seconds
And you will
remaining.
just BKB and smash through people. One of the few heroes that is very
5
good at
seconds
going
remaining.
toe-to-toe against the TA, and Razor was also banned out previously.
You're gonna
Choose
get
your hero.
Morphling on top of the Templar Assassin. I mean, I was talking about, you know, Fly's heroes and expecting a more aggressive hero because they have TA. So I was like, okay, you don't want to double down too much, but they go with Fly Classic, Morphling, 93 games, 20 this season.
A lot. And a very greedy draft, for sure. But, you know, at a point, you will have the Scotty timing and kite troll quite well. Very annoying playing Oracle against Morph as well, because you just play comboed.
E-Blade's good at being able to help people control. You can really dumpster Tidehunter. It depends on the lane matchup though, which I think they're fine with because it's Disruptor versus. So Ollie should be able to have a pretty decent impact. And you can't reliably deal with Thunderstrike with Kraken Shell. Like early on, it's 600 damage. Maybe you'll get lucky. It'll go away on the first hit. Third Thunder. All right. So who do you like? And actually,
I'm kind of vibing with each.
okay.
You know, it really depends on, I think, the mid matchup. TA slightly favored, but Storm can certainly do well. Actually, I take that back. Storm kind of, look at our op-ed
storm was coming.
just go for this fast bobble and push the wave.
Yeah.
And you're also, you know, a 6 armor hero, so the idea of being able to go like meld level 1 just doesn't work, because you have too much armor on Storm for that to be effective.
Good luck. Have fun. That is pretty funny. The fact that evil geniuses don't wish you luck. They just say have fun. And so Emo only offers luck, but
Well,
he is really the antithesis. Seems to be the full meta right now is everybody just stacking on 4 heroes.
30
this
seconds
match
to
really
battle.
doesn't feel like day 1 group stage. This feels like upper bracket.
I mean, I would not be surprised if these
Looking
end up
good.
matching up. Both of them have off to a pretty decent start. There is still a lot of games to go, and we have seen, most notably, like TI8 OG is probably one of the better examples. Like, there are plenty of times, EG
The
is a
battle
constant
begins.
example, actually, where teams will not do very well on the first 1 or 2 days of group stage. They'll learn, they'll adapt, and then they hit playoffs run.
And just to fill in like some cool results. Beast Coast 2-0ing Secret.
Oh!
Undying just took a game off Aster. OG over on stream 2. This crazy comeback against OG. Our match ended and we could hear Owen brought like 4 rooms down, screaming his head off. And once again, EG aggro tri-lane. Although I like this one a bit more. You know, you're going to Morph Disruptor. These heroes, Disruptor hates tri-lanes, loves being in a 2-on-2.
Yeah. So that leaves our matchup. Ice is against 2 Mars and Kaka's Phoenix. So we'll probably see something similar to the series ago where Phoenix gets level 2 and maybe rotates out, because again, nice out of lane here, especially as you extra regen.
Interesting from Flashlight. So I played
Radiant's
with
courier has
Ame.
been killed.
He starts with 2 circlets instead of 2 slippers because you actually get more agility out of it. So 2 strength, 2 agi. Flashlight is
Well, that's you're saying like overall stats, right? But if
Yeah.
you were to morph purely all of your base strength into agility, this would still be more this way, right? Well, because you're only taking your base strength, right? Crazy.
doesn't.
So I'm saying if it, like he just morphs everything into agility and he just focuses like because ultimately it's a Tide Hunter. This is going to be a CS war. We'll
test it.
How's our tri lane? It's going well. Evil Geniuses top CS, top 3, all across the board. It's not surprising. Emo should win mid lane. This tri lane does seem to be doing a bit of work, and that's one.
But I will say this is just, I think, much more comfortable for EG, just based on, you know, Storm over Puck, Abed, and Arteezy's on the carry. You know, this is letters. See if Fifth Knight boosted all this. There you can. I've seen some Monkey Kings go boots first, whereas he prefers to keep them away from us.
Really getting punished by Emo, but he only has to deal with this so much longer. 3-minute bounty runes are going to be coming up, then 4-minute, another refill on the bottle. They're going to try and bait in Emo. Crit, rotated over, fed us out to Abed. That'll kind of help things.
First blood.
JT, ooh.
You're all
And
Kaka has
Kaka
been
Now.
killed.
snuck behind. That was Crit's courier, though. I thought maybe it was going to be Storm Spirits. Not the case.
Bounty, quite nice. Abed, trouble, but here comes why I died for you. Bottle.
Blessings.
Anything to help
Dire's
Abed through
courier
this
has been
crucial
killed.
period in the mid lane. Once he gets to level 5, though, then he just farms.
So far, so good. I mean, EG, if you check out the CS, right, they're effectively in 3 lanes with each of them. JT just not really able to get much done, as Ollie's very dead.
Very deep beneath.
Yeah, those static kinetic shields didn't actually keep anybody out.
Dire's
Why do you
top
think
tower
the
is
Evil
under
Geniuses,
attack.
because they've been doing this for a while now. Probably been about half a season. Abed in some trouble again. The Boundless Strike from Crit is going to be able to bail out Abed more. Why do you think they like aggro tri-lanes?
I don't know, it's always been an EG thing. They've done that in the past in TI as well. I remember they used to do a bunch of like CM Earth Spirit. They'd pick heroes like Ursa, like Troll, and they'd start aggro, and then Crit would start moving. So,
Well, this'll work.
you know, it is, again, one of those ways to abuse experience advantage, but IG not exactly a team that's
Especially having early success. Yeah, deep. Ended up 5th.
Just make me a damn
it makes it,
cloud.
it's a different kind of Dota, right? The way lanes are played. If you 2-1-2, that's one kind of Dota. Tri-lane, suddenly things are weird. Do you contest? Do you dodge? Do you TP? Making the wrong decision. Lose your game.
Kaka. Not willing to just let Crit force out an Icarus dive from him. Is actually going to use it aggressively here because he's got the Disruptor on the way. Crit, if he were to turn around and fight, he'd surely die. Crit is... What?
Might know that they had a ward. They had placed the sentry, but unfortunately just maybe 30 units away from Ket ward placed mid by EG. The sentry ward is very important. You know, TA hit 6, you want to stand traps.
Same thing for, like, Abed had his AD locked out for the longest time, right? That's usually a big source of experience for mid laners in the current way that mid lane.
I like that. I mean, Ollie, you know, screw top. I'm just stacking. This is my job.
Yeah.
Already level. Will he get it? Will he get it? Yes, he does. That is
Dire's
now a
middle tower
quad
is
ancient
under
at
attack.
6 minutes. Impressive. Triple hard camp as well.
One last hit, Kaka does fall, and they'll be able to get a refill on the bottle for Abed.
Invisibility.
But that's interesting. I typically have seen a lot of storms going a Soul Ring. Abed
Dire's top tower is under attack.
rushing Treads instead. He has his own double snacks. Quite nice. This is more, I think, Arteezy B, where he is free farming hard. 43-21. The
Dire's
Falcon
structures
Blade.
are fortified.
And he's almost got this top tier 1 dead. I don't know if Kaka wants to show here. You can fly his weight.
Stupendous.
Radiant structures
They're
are
actually going to
fortified.
rotate to here, and JT, they're really committing, and Crit's going to follow them in. This is going to be a 2 versus 3, granted underneath their tower, but they may be in a bit of trouble here. Kaka holding on to that dive for as long as possible. Is going to pop it now, because once he does that, there's no way out. He has no way to be able to cut down these trees. Has no
Dire's top
TP
tower
scroll, so
is
he's
under attack.
dead for Crit here.
Dire's top tower.
He's laying down a little bit of lane ward before he...
Come back after you've had some practice.
Snacks. But do keep in mind, you know, the TA factor. A lot of creeps getting killed in the jungle, leaving his disruptor mid lane. I'll, take it. He's like, I stacked for you, so you're gonna give me some gold, and I'll take your XP. Everybody wins. But you can look at the net worth. You know, Arteezy is pretty far ahead. The Ancients will likely equalize this a little bit, but good place to be. Troll does beat TA. You are happy with this match?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
For sure, especially if Abed can deal with some of the backline heroes. Storm Spirit is in a really good position to do, right? He gets an Orchid, he can kill Phoenix and Disruptor, no problem. 100-0, get out real quickly. He's gonna jump over, grab the Disruptor, get your positive damage, and has to be able to jump away from this double damage. Kinetic Field's gonna make sure he's not going anywhere. Good kill for IG.
What a play by Ollie. Yeah, Abed might be a little tilted after that one. He just wanted to grab the DD. You don't want to give that away to a TA, but there's just a trap there. So that's a freebie. Nemo got the last hit, right? Indeed he did. Suddenly pulling and spitting distance of Arteezy. It's one of those things, you know? Things happen.
That is a big reason why Dota 2 as well, is that things are just going to happen that are sometimes almost out of your control that you just have to accept the circumstance.
Oh, what'd I miss?
Abed will manage to get a bit of revenge against IG, killing Kaka and hoping to invade the jungle where Arteezy.
Radiant's middle tower
Ollie
is
does
under
do a
attack.
service to his TA. He had left a very tiny
Radiant's
dragon
courier
that was
has been
gonna
killed.
block spawn. He kills it off, but it would, of course, that did. Now the game kind of breaks down a little bit. Arteezy, he's not an ancient farmer, so he's just going to push top wave, control enemy jungle. He has 3 wards to protect him in his exploits, whereas
And
Emo,
Crit hanging around, which
Yeah.
is basically a mobile ward.
and Emo's just like, okay, well, it may have been nerfed, but I'm going to stick to my triangle.
And if you got a Morphling who not
Dire's
super
middle
free
tower
farming,
is
but
under
still
attack.
doing all right, and TA is farming up the triangle, I don't think you're too sad as IG just trading right now. Kaka's gonna get picked again here. Honestly, just trying to get some information down, maybe do a little bit of dewarding, not being allowed to do anything though. Evil geniuses with that patented just control of the map that they like so much.
You know who's been quiet?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He's vibing. Soul Ring, completely passive build, but that's his job here, is just keep this tower alive and fly sad. Watermelon.
Radiant are scanning.
Pretty much being played like a watermelon. You just chill, just vibe, sit on the table.
Watermelon?
Yeah. Do you even know how they grow in the ground?
What-
They just chill on. They literally just chill on the ground their whole lives.
Does that apply to any other fruits or vegetables?
Wards.
Dire's middle tower
You know,
is
it's
under
scientifically
attack.
proven that talking to plants
Dire's
helps them grow.
structures are fortified.
Speaking of growing, net worth lead for EG will continue to expand and get them in tower with a big glimpse.
Pull back into the standing storm. They're going to try and bring down the Tide Hunter, not let him get any spells. They do manage to do so, but it costs them their Phoenix, which Abed did manage to get the execution on and still has plenty of mana to be able to jump away. So can't do anything about that. Can't do anything about their tower
Dire's
dying.
middle tower
IG
has fallen.
just have to hold that.
Radiant's
Take the
bottom
trade
tower
though.
is under
Ooh, it
attack.
does EG. Not good before, but we okay with that. I'm surprised Fly was not level 6. I think they gave the tome to Crit instead, which
Radiant's
surprises me.
bottom tower has fallen.
Or he just took the tome and was still level 5 on Oracle. Or did they just not buy the tome? I don't know. Is there a way to check that?
I believe consumable are still. Don't believe. I mean, we're just showing it's
Radiant's
still there.
top tower
We'll
is
keep
under
an eye.
attack.
This is cool though. Look, you know, blink first. You don't see this.
Uh-oh, Crit. Hop away fast. No, you're not getting away anymore. You have been thunderstruck, my friend. Means not be able to jump away to the trees, and even if you could, you'd be pulled back down by.
Oh, that was cool. He survived one hit because of mischief, another because of
attack.
fairy fire, and Fly almost backed away. Like, okay, he's definitely dead this time.
Stupendous.
Will secure. No big developments. You know, this feels like kind of the new meta for Dota. It's, you make plays for objectives, otherwise you
Radiant's
survive.
bottom
But
tower
this
is
blink
under
first on
attack.
TA is big. I like this style. You know, the old build, like just Dragonlance play like a hard carry, I just don't know if that succeeds anymore because you simply don't farm quite as much after the nerfs to Ancients. However,
Combined with the fact they have a more, right? Like,
Exactly.
You want somebody to be active, surely.
yes, and Blink Deso allows you to do that. It helps you set up a Roche, and you can even, you know, blink forwards, find a glimpse, go find kills, and he'll be maxing out Meld now.
Radiant's bottom tower is
I'm a
under
big fan
attack.
of whenever people do this. Just cut down trees randomly.
Yeah.
That's what
Dire
Fly
are
just
scanning.
did. And what it means is that you get into the head of the Monkey King.
Yep.
He's got to be aware that, like, you've got a Quelling Blade and he'll just cut down trees randomly. He's going to get paranoid. You going to cut down my tree?
Yeah, I didn't see them do that too much, so I'm glad to see that little bit of adaptation. Crit certainly felt like he was able to play with too much confidence for the first 20 minutes.
Then they started to catch. Still going to be going Deso second item. EA builds for the most part. It's just the fact that he went Blink Dagger and they're not actually going to get active with it until they have a Deso. It's
I forgot Troll's brand new level 10 talent after the big shift.
oh yeah,
It is
armor top.
a lot. He gets plus 14 armor from maxed out Berserker Rage. That is, you know, Hell plus Deso just sort of nullified completely. Egg.
Traditional logic says that you go move, right? Because most of the time you're just trying to run down heroes. But this game of Tide Hunter Monkey King, or you know, like you've just got so much physical damage coming in.
Totally agree.
Polar Crest next item for crit, so this time around he's being a little bit more utility focused. Rather
like
than
it.
What was it? Diffuse Blade first, right? Into
Well, it's a different kind of game, right? You have more minus armor as well from your Tide, but you have a true type carry control.
good try. Good try, Ollie.
The opposite of regicide.
I think they just caught him before the invis stuck. I'm not sure if he was actually in that. Either way, a little attempt at a TP way under invis. Shadow Ambush. These supports are not having a fun time, man. This is just 2 cores, potentially 3 on each side, just farming away, and supports occasionally getting picked off. There's nothing else to do.
No map left.
look at the difference in these. You know, he still has an area that he's definitely holding, but he's playing a lot more all over the map.
Gold for my armor.
Roche is going to be the big carry. I think EG really just trying to make sure IG don't do it until they have BKB up on Troll and they can threaten to do themselves or even just... There There's a Blink Deso on Hemo. They are very strong. Max Meld.
Oh, nice
Whoa.
reveal of
Your
the Orchid
storm
there,
was
killing
coming.
Fly.
What? He was just farming bottom. Okay. That's a bold move. And right on top of the ward. Nice job there.
Immediately going to respond though by trying to kill Ice. He gets on the Ravage just before the Static Storm, and now Arteezy is here. He's got the Maelstrom. They've got to be careful of this combo though. The Supernova plus the Arena. They do not have the attack speed to be able to deal with that egg. So will stun everybody. LIG back up recently.
Bad. Taking the initiative, they slightly eke out an edge now in the gold as well. They're not going to be able to go for Roche. The catch potential is quite strong. Nice Ravage there. If he doesn't get that off, I think Ice might just die in the Static
Dire
Storm.
are scanning.
Recognizing that Arteezy was close enough to be a threat off the last couple of 10 seconds off that Ravage stun. They are going to try and go for Roche on here. IG not moving to this side of the map at all. No Ravage on EG, but also no Arena Egg for IG. Do you think they just don't know about this, or they don't want to take
Radiant's
fight?
middle tower
I don't
is
think
under
they know.
attack.
Or if they do, they just don't mind.
Roshan has fallen to
Look
the
how low
Radiant.
EG is. You would have thought they would consider contesting. No Oracle ult, no Ravage to your point. But I mean, there is a Wukong, but it's not even skilled. Solar Crest. I don't know. This is where the Morphling, you know, you start to be a little concerned that, you know, if this was a hero that could be a little more offensive.
Radiant's bottom
TA
tower
of Emo
is
is
under attack.
enormous, but there's like
Radiant structures
no
are
real
fortified.
drive, it feels, for
Dire's
this
structures
squad to
are
make
fortified.
plays, to make it happen around the map. They'll push bot tier 2. Again, there's no big spells
Radiant's
on EG,
bottom
but they are going to
tower
smoke
is
down
under
here anyway.
attack.
Do you think Evil Geniuses,
Dire's
in order
top
to win
tower
this
is
game,
under
will
attack.
need to take, like, go for the throw? Are they going to have to be a bit?
Radiant's bottom tower is
That was sick. I want to see that one again if we can. Kaka does still have the Supernova. He's going to be able to get it off. Grid forces it out, but as they come back, Ollie tried to hide it right under the arena. They're going for the Supernova. They get it ever so barely. Ovid turns around, but the Orchid on TA will not stop him a whole lot. He's going to be able to just blink to the side and then
Dire's top
re-engage
tower
onto
is
Ice
under
Science here. Who should be run
Dire's
down.
top tower
No. Okay, that wasn't the spear you wanted, JT. Can they still get him? They can't. He's going to be able to blink away now.
Okay, so first off,
Radiant's middle
nasty
tower is under
from
attack.
Ollie to camp an invis from the Shadow Amulet, and then just straight up slay
Radiant's
Abed with the
middle
baited
tower has fallen.
Arcane. JT, a really weird arena. I think if the egg is in arena, it just lives. He tried his best to absorb from the bulwark, but not working there, primarily because Tidehunter, of course, is not a projectile, so all of his attacks landed.
See it again. You see, he's just waiting here. They're like, Arcane Rune, you know a Storm Spirit wants that. Such a good bait from Ollie. Great call by him. And then the resulting team fight, very nice, because they blow through the Aegis. They may lose their Phoenix here, but they do manage to kill Abed again. They should have brought down Ice, but JT, a little awkward. Wait, the spear shouldn't have gone to the...
Who knows? We saw some really weird... Oh, hang on. Morphs in vision.
Trying to jump him. Static Storm laid out. That'll allow them to be able to back away. Not sure if they can go on this Tidehunter or not. Eagles don't have a smoke here. They go for the spear. The Ravage going down almost immediately at the Kraken shell. But look at that fast blink from Evo. He leaves JT behind, but he did not get caught in that stun. And that means Evil Geniuses, they have to run. They only got the Mars for that. Jump forward from Kaka, but everybody else on Evil Geniuses, a lot of mobility to get in and out of these team fights, both game 1 and game 2.
And we didn't notice, but yeah, when that fight mid happened, Arteezy was just top. He just took tier 2. They've had outpost control. So the map, very split now. And it is so interesting just how accelerated, like, you know, it's 20 minutes in and we have tier 2s dead, outposts controlled. You know, the game is very much broke down into a be afraid, teams making big moves and looking to make huge advantage for themselves. Now the Dragonlance Remo, Pike queued up, no BKB in sight. Very bold, playing into Ravage and Orchid, and the Axes will most assuredly be spammed by Arteezy.
about thinking about that blink deck. Like the way IG has played this, I almost feel like you should have just gone the traditional Dragonlance deck. So
Yeah, I liked it a lot when I saw it, but to your point, like, they just haven't really done much. You're still feeling fine. Like at the end, it's a slow game, and you have Morphling, so you're not unhappy.
no, certainly not. And again, like, doesn't that mean Evil Geniuses at some point in time they have to say,
Dire
okay,
are
we
scanning.
should try and force things a little bit more. We should try and take these fights because we have a BKB on our carry. They don't.
And that's where Troll really shines. You just run at the TA. I think Ollie specifically has just impressed.
Dire's
Like,
bottom tower
0-3-5,
is under
but you know they only have 6 kills. He's set up almost all of them, but just the way he's played, like he's
Dire's
doing a lot
bottom
with a
tower
little
has
because
fallen.
he's not even really playing with anybody some of these times.
Radiant
Straight up
structures
bolting
are
people in the
fortified.
face, and that's their initiation.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's
Vision to extract
structures
control
are
top,
fortified.
EG marching down lanes. They're gonna force Glyph.
Radiant's
Could
top
consider
tower
threatening
is
high
under
ground here. As you said, they have a BKB.
Dire's
They
bottom
have
tower
Wukongs.
is under
There's the
attack.
Solar Crest.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
IG, they're certainly going to be a few steps behind Evil Geniuses. They're trying to mirror
Dire's bottom tower
former
has
team.
fallen.
But
Radiant's top tower
again,
is
they're
under
only just
attack.
now hitting this tier 2, and Evil Genius choose what they want to do. Do they want to rotate to the other side of the map, catch
Dire's bottom
IG as
tower
they
is
back
under
away? Do they
attack.
want to threat high ground, as you were
Radiant's
talking
top
about?
tower is under attack.
All
I-
options
You
here.
have Oracle, like this troll will stay fully treated. You know there's no Glyph. Although
The only reason not to is because the Glimpse the Arena locks him out a little bit. He's going to be forced to use his BKB, and Fly's going to be left behind. RTZ, having popped the BKB already, he's going to go. Turn around, the Ravage will close command out, and the TA and oh jeez, the Mars, they just stumble into a death trap there from Evil Genius.
yeah, he had the BKB, not enough time. Ice, Ice, Ice. That is playing to win. My man, Ice. It feels like he's playing Lycan. He's the one making the moves. Now the Tide Hunter, he sees the opportunity and pounces. That's the killer instinct I'm hoping to see from EG throughout this tournament. Very scary. Arteezy, I get pushing there. I like it. But, you know, you're playing against, like, if that spear latches, it doesn't. If that hits tower, he's just dead. And look at the rest of EG. Everybody's coming late. There's no crit. There's no
Dire's middle
Abed.
tower
They
is
probably
under
just watch
attack.
RTZ die twice, if so. But said they do get the turnaround. JT, been a bit off. Just a couple of big spears, but
Look at this initiation. Kaka has done this twice now. That last fight, which where you were talking about, if the spear lands, the troll would die because Kaka dives forward and yules the Oracle to stop him from getting off the false
Good point.
promise. Same thing he does here. He dives forward, catches the Storm Spirit for them to be able to lay down a static storm. That is, I've seen yules on Phoenix as usually just a counter to work it. It's like, okay, I need to eat ambulance, but Kaka's showing how to be able to use this offensively really nicely.
yeah, he's impressed. And I love watching the support plays because 065 feels like a bad game, but to your point, you know, his impact has been critical. And if you can just have one of those,
This does not feel good. They get the pick off on Ollie, but at the same time, mid lane, Arteezy was forced into another round of EK because of the shotgun.
he's already down to 6 seconds.
That many times
Dire's
already?
top tower is under attack.
Got to the next choice. So that is going to be big because then you can just try to man fight the Morphling, but it is a little concerning. E-Blade is very tough to deal with. It's the burst that, you know, it's hard to play around as an Oracle because you have to think about your own life, as we've seen. You know, he might get Yules, he might get shotgunned. At the same time, you got to play close to Arteezy because he's at the same risk. Halberd now. Hide. They're just making a little noise. Sound the alarms, force some TPs. They do just that.
Rattle the
Dire are
sabers.
scanning.
Good old boy. Do manage to catch a nice Ravage onto 2, but Crit stuck inside the Static Storm is gonna die, and there was no damage to follow up. Ice because the Arena blocked out RTZ. Now they go for the Supernova. They're going to try and focus it down real quick. They should be able to do so. You can see JT trying to pull the projectiles off. Not the case. Fly jumps in, does manage to kill Fly, but at the same time, RTZ was given the false promise. That gives him back up to full health, enough to be able to kill JT, but a final spear on his dying breath locks down RTZ and allows Fly and Emo to be able to get these kills and clean up potentially. Ice. Good read. Links into the enemy base to teleport out.
That was sick, though. That courier came out so quick. They knew there was a ward up there, so not a bad read by EG. Well, both teams, really. This is a slugfest because there was a ward placed, I believe that was Ollie, on his own high ground to recover vision for that engagement. The courier zipped out, not just for the viewer, but it almost found Ice with vision for a TP interrupt from the Morphling. 3 for 3. But wow, like,
Where's the body?
Yo, they learned, like, they have certainly stepped on the gas a bit. Not the greatest engagement, you know, they kind of just get caught, like, they catch themselves. You see JT, he's doing what he can to keep the egg alive, but the melee heroes, of course, they can stick to the egg like glue. Oracle ult comes out a bit early because Fly, I think, realized, like, I'm dead, I'm standing in no man's land. Let me just do what I can. But yeah, to your point, JT, dying breath, guaranteed on the troll. And you see the burst damage from not one but two pretty damn hard carries of IG is a huge threat to RTZ if he's left alone like that.
How does Fly, or maybe how does his team protect Fly better? Like, what can they do to make it so he doesn't have to blow false promise on a troll at 80%?
Stupendous!
They gotta make first move, and they're doing that. They got to be the ones jumping. Because if you get caught, suddenly Fly will have to reveal himself, or he's the one being swiped in. Keep in mind, these fights, Egg is getting killed. If Egg gets off in one of these engagements, it is going to be curtains for EG. They just don't have that sustained damage. They need to find a couple of confirmed kills within the duration of the Ravage stun. Easier said than done. Roche is up, crit sees it.
Double
Network. 2-on-1 it goes. And Abed later on certainly will be effective, but look at how many items he has queued up. You know, he needs both of them to really feel strong. The combination on top of the Ravage, but the BKB just so he can live. Right now, Disruptor.
They're gonna catch him. They knew he was hanging around here. I'm not sure if the TA trap actually saw him jumping from tree to tree. I think it might have been outside of vision. That might have just been intuition. Knowing that you play there. Re-smoke up to be able to catch more. They're gonna be able to get the Tide Hunter now.
Oh, we got the disarm.
Disarm off. Is that enough for him to be able to live underneath the Supernova? He does actually get bailed out by the false promise. He's gonna try and TP away, but he gets glimpsed back in. Nasty position. A lot of damage was done, but he was given the magic immunity to survive. So they still have the Ravage to contest this.
JT is a great Mars, but he really needs to land. That's another one he whiffs. Otherwise, it's again a guaranteed kill. Now he's going.
Oh, trying to jump in, seeing if they can time it right. Or the Roshan going down. Now the Ravage goes down. Roshan still has a bit more HP, so they have to go to the zero on Fly. They've got him. Maybe no, the BKB. It goes off of the Glimmer Cape, and now Ice is committed. Hoping to be able to take away the enemy. It's on the ground. JT picks it up. That's not what they intended. Off it, a little bit of HP and a little bit of mana is able to jump outside the Roshan pinball. RTZ is in, and RTZ is dead. 60 seconds for him, and now the supports are going to be caught as well. Crit realizes it, throws out the Wukong's command just to survive, do some damage, but ultimately there is no threat there to IG. 5,000 net worth up in this game too, Kyle, and looking like they might just take a 2-0 against EG.
That way, Cam. So close. Again. Who is it? But Ollie, look at that sentry ward outside of the Roche pit. It just barely doesn't see him, so he survives. BKB's whole fight turns around. Big Aegis pick up from JT, makes up for a few of those whiff spears.
Radiant's
Fight one
middle
more time.
tower is under attack.
Abed, he uses so much mana. They get the idea. Ice is gonna have to feel like he jumps here, but like Abed isn't coordinated. They're not going in. If he goes right as that Ravage comes off, maybe it's a kill, but no. BKB, hard commit, a lot of confusion around the pit. Remember, there's no false promise. It was used earlier on the Tide, so now RTZ just in the middle of nowhere. Pops ult for damage, but it fades. He dies. Abed already used half mana just to scout. It's just not enough. Go back to live action. They're pushing high ground.
And they manage to get a glimpse, kinetic field, and spear him deeper outside the base. Same time, Abed goes for the quick execution on Ollie. The Orchid, not quite enough to take him out. The Hammer King, I think, is what keeps him alive again.
Damn impressive so far, man. Ollie's just fire.
The double carries. I mean, IG, I wasn't super sure about them drafting Morphling on top of Templar Assassin, but it certainly seems to be paying off really well against them, right? Where they just naturally have the better late game, and the Evil Geniuses always seem content to keep farming.
Yep. I feel like maybe this is, I don't know, they've been so consistent all year, but it does feel like they take NA DOTA to the international stage, where oftentimes they're just outclassing their opponents. TI, it gets a lot harder to do that. You need to be the team. Because, I don't remember who said it, but to be good, just try to not make mistakes. You don't have to really make plays until you're at a level of Dota that few teams can really aspire to. And it does feel like here at TI, you're going to be the ones making the moves. You want to walk away with more wins. Scotty, though, soon to be completed on RTG. That's going to be big, but to your point, the double carry. Top net worths, IG looking very spooky and possession of the 8. You know they're up there smoking.
Meld
Dire are scanning.
minus armor.
Whirling axes.
Whirling axes. Oh, okay, that's... Arena onto 2. Crit is able to jump away. Not caught at all. Ice. Very likely left to die here. RTC does manage to get a bash there on a Fly turning into the Monkey King to stay on top of Crit, and Crit taking damage from the tree. And it's Fly perched up there in ranged form, ranged Morphling. Able to lay the damage, lay the waste to those below. Trying to catch for more. JT not shy about searching.
Dire's structures
They feel
are
pretty damn
fortified.
strong right now.
Ollie he has one job. He's glimpsing Tidehunter, and we saw, was it Thompson? No, Old 11, our first
Radiant's
game of
middle
the day.
tower has fallen.
Second item, BKB on the Tide. Feels like maybe I
Radiant's
should have
middle
considered the
barracks
same,
are
because
under
he is
attack.
just consistently dying at
Dire's
0
middle
static
tower is
storm.
under attack.
No, he tries to do what he can, but there's only so
Radiant's bottom
much
tower is under
survivability items you can get to survive through, especially now, because he's got the
Radiant's
plus 2
bottom
seconds
tower
static storm duration. You're just there forever. Longs it in, forces out the free egg here. That's enough for them to commit and take the melee barracks. Reset. Now, Evil Geniuses, I'm presuming, want to try and take a fight, but they still have 8 more seconds for the Tidehunter, so they're not even really going to be able to punish that egg usage.
If you're IG, you're very comfortable with this. Lose out on the Aegis, but JT has a fluid sheep if he wants it. Abed's game just got harder. Check out Ollie. That's an Aghanim Scepter flying out, so all of a sudden, like, you're all just gonna die if you get caught in static storm.
Here I am.
EG, they want to do something now. Scotty finished all in on all their heroes. No, okay, Abed has buyback, but he'd love to finish a BKB before they get too aggressive.
I mean, do you get BKB? Almost feels like, especially once he sees the Axe of the Disruptor, he may just have to go for like an all-in play of Aghanim Scepter.
Might be necessary.
Whoa, what'd I miss?
Just hope for a really sick Ravage. Follow that up. The big AoE Vortex, and just let Arteezy hand. Arteezy's damage does feel lacking.
No.
Scotty, Maelstrom.
Asher, yeah, it's like none of these items really scare you, right? Scotty's nice as a finisher when your damage is already overwhelming, but the Basher, Maelstrom, it just doesn't feel good. Be the troll in this game. Fly, yeah, he is a Scotty of his own with the BKB to boot, so if he just gets BKB off, Morph doesn't die.
What a bounty!
He does go all in for the Aghanim Scepter. Abed, recognizing that this may be a rather
Dire's
dire
middle tower is under
scenario,
attack.
backs up against the wall. What does Dota Plus say? 10% chance for Evil. Sounds
Dire's
about right to me.
middle
They're going to lead
tower
off the site. Onto the troll. Static Storm as well. No save. Fly could not get off the false promise in time, and that Kyle is 3 years dead with no buyback. Maybe a fourth. Fly's going to be pulled back by the glimpse, and they're just going to run down the game. GG called. EG. A sick game 1, but just a clean clinic of a game 2 by them as they managed to bring down EG. Again, grand finalist 2 times this season. Brought down low by the Singapore Major champs.
And just no redemption to be found. Like, well done, IG.
Yep.
That was